Okay, so Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is out. I've been having a real fun time with it, even though I'm not very good at a tag fighting game like this. But I'm learning, so please excuse the bad gameplay in the background. I just needed something there as a placeholder. But we're not here to talk about my bad gameplay. We are here to talk about... We're going to go over a character idea / concept I had regarding my favorite character in the Marvel Universe, and that is the Danny Ketch incarnation of Ghost Rider. You'll know a couple years ago I did a Marvel Rivals kind of pitch for Danny to be in that game too, and we're going to do that for Tōkon as well. And now I know what some of you are thinking. Well, two things, to be honest. One, we already have a Ghost Rider in the game, and it's Robbie. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that Arc Systems also made Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and there's like 12 Gokus in that game. You can give me another Ghost Rider. And two, I know some of you are like, oh, why not Johnny Blaze? Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Ready? This is Johnny Blaze. What you're thinking of is Johnny Blaze cosplaying as Danny Ketch. Everything you probably know about Ghost Rider, you know, the biker look, the mystical chain, the pen and stare, all of that was from Danny. Yeah, Danny is kind of the reason Ghost Rider still exists, because he was very popular for a while in the 90s, except near the end of his run. It didn't end well, and I'm still a little PO'd about that. But, you know, what we're going to do is, first we're going to just kind of gloss over our cosmetic section, and then I'm going to tell you about how I think he would talk and all the character relationships and some other cosmetic stuff before we get into the nitty-gritty. The main thing is that I do not want him to be just Robbie Reyes with a different skin, and he uses a bike instead of a car. No. So, let's get into it. Alright, first things first. How difficult is his character to play? Well, since Robbie is one of the hardest characters in the game, we're going to make Danny a little on the easier side. I wouldn't say the easiest, but I also wouldn't say the hardest either. I put him at about a 5 or 4 star, which is weird. You think it'd be the other way around. Like 5 would be difficult and like 2 would be easy, but whatever. Okay, so default costume, you know exactly what I'm going to say, the biker look. Something like this. His main color being the black, or all black, or maybe all black and gray pants with the orange flaming head. Some of the other color ideas I had was Noble Kale. That's a little out there. You might not even know who that is. Another color idea is the white, like the Phantom Rider, the original Ghost Rider. So Carter Slade, that one. And then color 4, more of an original, like where it's like dark blue and gray or something like that. And for alt costumes, this is where we could get super duper fun. We can have the Zadkiel Black Host. We can have Infernal Labs. We can have Noble Kale, just Noble Kale. You could even do the Heavens on Fire if you're gonna do the regular biker look. Heavens on Fire is a trench coat. The new Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys know that, but Danny is the Ghost Rider in the new Fantastic Four. It's not Johnny, it's not Robbie. So, there you go. And this one, this is a deep cut. If you know this one, kudos to you. Ready? Speed Demon. I'll leave it at that. Alright, now let's talk about how Danny will be characterized in this game. Some people kind of consider Danny to be the quote-unquote nicer Ghost Rider. And that's mostly due to the fact that, you know, in the 90s, his spirit, Noble Kale, was considerably a better, for lack of a better term, person than Zarathos was with Johnny. Noble Kale was the spirit, was the Ghost Rider that bonded with Danny, and he had like a strict no human casualty rule, and he would go out of his way to protect the innocent more than, you know, go after the bad guy. So we're going to kind of go back in that direction. I've always seen Danny as with Noble Kale rather than this new drunk loner idiot loser guy that they keep doing, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm also not a fan of him changing spirits every 5 minutes either. or being brainwashed and forced to fight Johnny for like the upteenth time. Let's stop doing that too. So we're basically going classic Danny portrayal here. He's even going to have the same voice as he did in the 90s, at least, one that I would be honored to perform, and I'm gonna display some of my work right here, right now.
If you're here to judge, I need to test whether you know true justice, Ghost Rider.
I can assure you, Steve Rogers, my one goal is to protect the innocent.
Huh. A different Ghost Rider. You, got a spirit of vengeance in there, too?
Indeed. He has informed me of your tendency to make jokes as well. You are not funny, by the way.
Possessed by an undead demon spirit. Come on now. Choose a lane, kid.
This is coming from the half-man, half-vampire who hunts other vampires. Hello, Kettle. I am Pot.
I have met a spirit of vengeance before. You are a paltry example.
Well, at least I do not have a conniption at the mere mention of Reed Richards.
So, in terms of how he acts towards the other characters, I think he would be friendly with Captain America, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, and Penny Parker. Easy. He has no beef with any of those guys. He's friendly-ish with Wolverine, Hulk, and Robbie, but he's definitely friendly with Captain America. If you know this storyline right here, Captain America, Ghost Rider Fear, whoo! That's a good one. You should read that one. And, Wolverine and Hulk are in the new Fantastic Four with Danny. Okay? More of a neutral kind of relationship. Blade, yes, I know that's a little surprising, but, they weren't super big friends. Black Panther, especially if it's Shuri. I don't even think Danny has ever met Shuri. I can't even think of a comic book where he and Black Panther have been together. There's probably one somewhere, but I haven't seen it. Deadpool, that's like, some days he can tolerate him, other days he cannot. But most of the time, Danny's just indifferent to Deadpool. Johnny would hate Deadpool. Oh my god. Danger, I'm not even really 100% who that is, so neutral there. Same with Magic and Storm. I know who those are, but Danny doesn't really interact with the X-Men all that much, I think, other than Wolverine and maybe Gambit. Star-Lord, another one he would find irritating. But Iron Man, whew. Iron Man, I think Danny would be borderline hostile with Iron Man. But the hostile ones, you can probably guess. Carnage, Green Goblin, Doctor Doom, Magneto, and Loki. Maybe Magneto is the least hostile, but oh my good lord, does Ghost Rider hate Carnage, Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, and Loki. Especially Carnage. Oh my goodness. We're going full 90s for the intro animation, except Danny's not like a 18-year-old kid. He's like in his 20s and he's got more of a beard. So he's going to walk up to the bike in human form and the gas cap on the bike is going to be glowing. Danny's going to smirk, he's going to smack the gas cap, and he's going to turn to the Ghost Rider. Then he's going to unhook his chain with the classic sound, the chink. And his outro, well, Ghost Rider calls a motorcycle, he climbs on, he revs the throttle, then he says his outro line, and then he peels out, and he flies at the screen, and then he pulls out the chain, and it freeze frames. Pretty easy, right? To get you more acquainted to what I think Danny sounds like, it is me. I am doing the voice with these following examples here. I did this not too long ago, and I just want to show some of them off.
Pick a god and pray. You should have run. Now it is too late. Pathetic. Let that be a lesson to you. Nobody beats the Ghost Rider. Shut the hell up. Reed Richards would have found a way to beat me, Victor. You, however, did not. Chain shurikens! Try these! Ketch! I do not think so. Get over here, whelp! there is no escape. To me, Inferno Cycle, Roadkill. Somebody is in trouble. I have you now. Scream or don't. Nice try. Valiant effort. No. Allow me. Boo. I am going in. We ride Hell Cycle. Penance. Look into my eyes. You lose. Already? Eat chain. Dodge this. That must have hurt.
Well, for his team-up names, we don't really know because, I think all DLC characters are going to be on the team. But anyway, he can have the new Fantastic Four, the Accurate One, and the Midnight Suns because of Blade and Magic. Those guys are on the Midnight Suns. Did y'all know that? I bet you didn't. And his theme song, I think it's going to be called something like Avenge the Innocent. And if it is not a thrash metal banger in the style of like 90s to 2000s Megadeth, like early 2000s Megadeth, then I don't want it. All right, here we go. Moveset time. So let's start off with his unique. His unique kind of character trait, or whatever the hell it's called in this game. It's called the Hellfire Chain. So that means performing any attack will start to build up power on the Hellfire Chain. It's going to be like a gauge at the bottom of the screen, kind of near the skill gauge. So successful attacks, like if you hit the guy, you're going to get more power built up. If it's blocked, then it's still gonna build up, but it's not gonna be as much. But if you whiff, you get nothing. The gauge will deplete slowly, very slowly. So you should probably keep the pressure on, right? It's gonna have 5 links. In each enhanced attack, don't worry, we'll get to those. Exhaust one of the links. All chain enhanced moves will cost 1 link of the gauge. So let me move on to the unique attack, the Chain Ignition. So Danny's going to ignite the chain, consuming whatever he's built up in this Hellfire Chain gauge, allowing him to transform his heavy normals and skills into enhanced moves. See what I'm talking about there? Yeah? I feel like that's a little easier for someone like me to understand, because when I first played Ghost Rider Robbie in this game, I went in blind, so I didn't know what the hell the freaking vengeance gauge thing was. Once I figured it out, I'm like, oh, now I gotta manage this when I'm trying to combo. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's move on to the special moves, or the skills as they call it in this game. First things first, back to the Hellfire Chain thing. Once you activate that and you do the heavy version of one of these skills, the three of them, one of them, we'll get there, you'll do the enhanced version instead. So the first one we're going to do is called the Shuriken. So if you don't know, Ghost Rider can take the links of his chain and they can transform into Shuriken and they act like projectiles. So, the basic one will do 1, the medium one will fire 2, and the heavy will fire 3. You can do it in the air, and they'll kind of arc downward. But if you do the Hellfire Chain enhanced version of this one, the heavy, you'll do 5. Easy, right? And the Hellfire Chain enhanced version of the skills, they cost 30 skill gauge, just to, balance it out a little bit. And if they also cost 25, I think that's a little, that's pushing a little. I just made it cost a little more. So, next one, Lasso. It's a scorpion spear. Let's be honest here. So, the light one will just pull them in and you can follow up with anything. Medium version will toss them into the air. And the heavy version, do you remember that one move from Mortal Kombat X where Scorpion threw out the chain and then did another one and then kind of did like a big wave move with after he lit it on fire? That's what he's going to do. You cannot do that one in the air, but you can do the Hellfire Chain enhanced version in the air, and he'll just slam him on the ground. It's a combo ender. So here's the skill that does not have a Hellfire Chain enhanced, because it's not a chain move. The Inferno Cycle. He calls forth his motorcycle. First one just smashes him in the face. Second one, it pops a wheelie and hits twice. And the heavy version will do a slide, which will knock him in the air or cause a hard knockdown, whatever feels more balanced. Remember, just keep this in mind. I am not a member of the Tōkon dev team. I don't know the development process. I'm a fan. So if this sounds a little OP, I'm sorry. And the final skill, I gave him a command grab with a follow-up. So, Danny will wrap the chain two-handed around the opponent's neck, pull him in, and then punch him in the face twice. And after that, you can chain into an additional input. All of the versions are based on range, so the regular version is short range, the medium is a little longer, and the heavy is a little longer as well. And yes, this has an Hellfire Chain enhanced version. Don't you worry. So the additional input, if you do another light input, he'll headbutt. Medium will do a vicious knee, which can, knock him up in the corner a little bit. And if you do the heavy follow-up, it's chain barrage and, skill gauge and all that. But if you do the Hellfire Chain enhanced, you'll do more hits of the chain barrage, followed by, like, a slam launch. Whoosh, toss him right in the air. Super skill, Hell Cycle. Need I say more? How about this one? Ultimate skill, Penance Stare. Need I say more? This is a grab. So Android 16's like suicide move or whatever it was, something like that, but he doesn't leap that far. So, he'll point, he'll grab, and then he'll do the Penance Stare. And a funny thing that I thought, like maybe for every character you'll see, flashes of their sins. Like, for Iron Man, it's the entirety of Iron Man 3. For Spider-Man, it's probably not much. For Carnage, don't you worry, I thought about this. He'll just light Carnage on fire. And then for Deadpool, it'll be like a greatest hits, but instead of doing the stare for Deadpool, Danny will just punch him in the face over and over just to do the damage. I thought that'd be funny. You can do this in the air, too. If Danny connects in the air, he'll slam the opponent's face against the ground and slide a little bit. It's the exact same damage, it's just a different startup. Okay, Tōkon Assemble. So he starts up by doing an overhead chain strike. And if you do the health, and if you have your chain enhanced, if you pop that, you'll get a little more range. So what Danny will do with his part, he'll wrap his opponent up in the chain, and he'll call forth the motorcycle and drag him behind him in the fire, and then he'll eventually throw the guy in the air and then throw his motorcycle at him. Boom, explosion. It'll be hilarious and awesome because Ghost Rider's awesome. Normals, we don't really need to go over the super basic stuff. His light is a punch, his medium is a knee, and the heavy is a chain. Obviously, when you pop your unique, your chain normals get changed too. So, like the regular, the standing heavy will be a triple chain hit. The crouching heavy will, it's more of a ranged slam. Yeah, see where I'm going with this? And then the jumping heavy, Danny he'll throw the chain out, wrap it, and he can pull the guy toward him or throw him up a little more. And the jumping heavy plus down, Danny will front flip through the air with the chain extending out behind it. Think of it like a Sonic, like a Sonic spin dash, or like the Wolverine with the claw in one of his supers, like that, except on a much smaller scale and not as fast. So, I should have said this at the beginning, but I forgot I put it at the end here. If you have popped the Hellfire, the chain ignition, and you don't want to use the Hellfire Chain enhanced version of a move, you don't have to. In order to get that out, you just hold the heavy button. Hold it. There you go. And last thing, throw. He'll grab the opponent by the neck and then choke slam. And in the air, same thing, neck, punch him in the face, and then hurl him on the ground. We don't really need to go over the assist types because you can probably think the shooters, the shurikens, the vertical is the grab and toss with the chain, and the assault is he'll ram into you with the motorcycle. So there you have it. There's my idea. I hope I made him sound cool. I hope he sounds a little easier than Robbie in this game. I'm holding out for Danny to be included in something like this, even though he currently is dead in the comics, and I'm a little heated about that. But if a Marvel Tokon dev is watching, I would be 1,000% honored to voice Danny in this game. If you want more of my work as Danny, I have my TikTok linked in the description below, where I don't post as frequently as I used to, but I still post. Once more, thank you again, and the link to the document that I have is also in the description with, links to the voice performance as well. And that's about it. Have a good one, y'all.